There's a lot of groundwork that has to be laid before we even get to the process of illustrating a scene. All the way back to the beginning, we, have been working on scripts. We've created a style guide. We've sketched out storyboards. We've created designs. Our composer was working on music. We had characters being designed and illustrated. And now we're finally getting to the part of diving into Photoshop and building these scenes.
To be Thai is to be Buddhist. 88% of Thai villages have no Christian presence.
Thai people are on Facebook 3 times more than any other nation in the world. So what better platform to get the good news out across Thailand than through this animation series?
So the designs are basically the main structure of a scene. It's where the composition is formed and we have a template for how the scene is going to look. And that's what I would send to Mary, who would then illustrate the environments of the scene in Photoshop, and she would build the scene on layers in a way that they could then be animated later.
The process of illustrating started out more exploratory and developmental in the early stages. Even when we had a pretty thorough style guide already, there seemed to be a fair bit of figuring out how different elements fit into that defined style and how to use those elements in a way that was cohesive and interesting. As we got further along with the process, that became more straightforward, and I felt more confident creating elements that fit within that and also kind of referencing earlier scenes to make sure we maintain that consistency.
And meanwhile, as Mary was illustrating the background environments, Hannah was taking the character designs that Amber created and building final character layers that could then be animated as well.
I take sketches that our character design artist Amber has created and I make them full color, and I really make the line detail and the color fill very precise so that it's ready to be popped into After Effects, where our animation team will make it come to life. Once we had Mary's finished draft as well as characters added in, then all of the pieces were there and I just did a final pass over the scenes, adjusting colors or rearranging pieces, maybe adding or subtracting certain layers, but really the big picture was just making sure that everything looked consistent and cohesive and was ready for animation.
Some of the more challenging episodes included the demon-possessed man and Simon the sorcerer. I think in knowing how to illustrate and communicate the spiritual aspect within those scenes and environments was a challenge. It also felt more critical to do it well and in a way that wasn't confusing to the viewer and fit within the script and the narrative.
I think the most challenging is when there are crowds and crowds of people, or so many poses. You consider that there are, 12 brothers of Joseph, and each one of them have to go from standing one way to surprised in the next moment. That's 24 poses. We have that again when we get to the disciples. Yeah, that's a lot of beards. That's a lot of pattern in coats and just a lot of detail.
And there's been a few of those lately.
Oh my goodness, how the church began.
Oh.
It began with a lot of people.
This is good for us, but
Yeah.
maybe not for you.
There's multiple episodes throughout the series where there were some kind of more conceptual ideas that we had to visualize. Those were definitely more challenging scenes to work on. And one episode in particular was the story of the suffering servant, or Signs of the Promised One. There was a lot of prophecy and dreams and visions in that, and just some ideas that aren't as concrete, and so we had to get a little more creative with how we visualized those scenes.
One fun episode to work on was the story of the prodigal son. For the parable stories, we've leaned a little bit more into the Asian influence of style elements that we include in it, opposed to other episodes that are set in the setting of the Bible. This episode involved a lot of food images that were really fun to kind of reference from Thai culture, and a strong contrast of kind of the barren aspects of the story versus the abundance that also made it kind of fun to work on.
The Prodigal Son was definitely a fun one to work on. The music is so beautiful. I also really enjoyed working on the Revelation story. Some of the scenes in that episode are so epic, as they should be, and just a really vibrant and colorful, and so that was exciting to work on.
My favorite episode has been Naomi and Ruth, because there are a lot of characters that have pattern in their clothing and intricate design and hairstyles and beards, maybe a little bit more than in some of the other episodes. And then just some of the dynamic poses. And there's little baby Obed in there. It was so cute.
I'm just really thankful for the team of artists that I got to collaborate with. It's definitely been a partnership. Specifically with the art, it's just been fun to collaborate with very talented people.
It's been really satisfying to be a part of this project and the development of it from the early stages and see it coming together into a resource that I really pray will be something to help Thai people and Buddhist people of Southeast Asia meet Jesus and grow in their understanding of Him and their faith. That's the ultimate purpose of all of this, all the design decisions and the artwork we're creating.
Smile, but don't grin.
Yeah, don't be too happy, but don't be too sad.
But I'm with you, so I'm just happy in general. Just gotta dial it back with some chamomile tea.